Welcome everyone. It's great to see you and welcome as new members for those who are new, and welcome to those who have been members of the ACS and continue support the ACS. It's great to be able to run this session for you to show you how to access the ACS resources. My name is Vicky Gardner and I am the Canberra manager for the ACS. So today we're going to spend about half an hour on running through some of the key member resources that are available to you, and then I will show you how to access those via the website. But importantly, today we're not going to be talking anything about migration skills assessment or the PY program. If you have any questions or would like to know more on those, there are monthly webinars that I strongly recommend that you attend, and you'll be able to ask any questions at those particular webinars, so that would be great. Before we start, I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians on the lands on which we meet. For me here in Canberra, it's the Ngunnawal Ngambri people. I wish to pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And I also always like to recognise our First Nations people as our first scientists, engineers, entrepreneurs and innovators. I wish to extend this respect and acknowledgement to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders who are present here today. So ACS's vision is for an Australia powered by highly skilled, diverse and trusted technology professionals that inspire positive change through technology. So we are here to champion the technologies, people and skills critical for Australia's future. To achieve this, we provide people with the information and resources that empowers our members to meet their individual needs no matter what stage of their career. So as I mentioned before, today I will run through a couple of slides that outline our key benefits for members that you have access to, and then show you on the website how to access those. We'll start with the skills framework for the information age. So this is also known as SFIA. This underpins a lot of what the ACS actually does as part of its capability and career services. So SFIA is the global skills and competency framework for the digital world, and it has been used in over 180 countries. Australia and New Zealand are actually some of the largest users of the framework. It's an experience framework that helps you identify a skill or competency at a level of responsibility because you have practiced a skill or competency at that level in the real world situation. It is vendor agnostic, and so it's very much based on your ability to apply knowledge that you have learned through various pathways in the actual workplace. The framework is a useful tool as a career planning tool or a tool to benchmark your competencies, and also to help describe your competencies in a common language that is recognised across the tech sector. As a member of the ACS, you have access to the mySFIA platform, which allows you to undertake self-assessment of your skills, identify learning opportunities for your career path, and also benchmark your skills against different roles. And as I mentioned, I'll go through that on the website shortly. The Learning Accelerator, the ACS Learning Accelerator, is one of our biggest draw cards, and it's quite a powerful tool when you're using that in conjunction with the mySFIA platform as well. So the ACS Learning Platform is a learning management system and has over 44,000 digital resources available. You'll find curated content on particular topics and courses on this platform. It's both technical and professional, and it's really a great way to be able to access learning depending on what it is that you're wishing to learn. It's a great tool for lifelong learning, and again, I'll show you all of the different features of that particular platform shortly. In other ways to keep current and competent as part of your lifelong learning is attending ACS events, be they either virtually like we have today or ones that are in person. So every branch and territory has in-person events throughout the year. And again, I'll show you how you access the listing of events to see what's going on around your local area. But it's really a great way to stay in touch with both other people within your sector, your local community, but more broadly across the industry in terms of what the different trends are going are happening, what different technology is going for a bit more deep dive, or even just more of those professional and business updates. And then finally, sorry, not quite finally, but one of the other areas that we have available for members is a number of our publications. Of course, the Digital Pulse report is one of our premier publications, but on our platform, you have access to a number of different publications, be they around data science and regulations, and a whole lot of different things that go across to assist you with your technology and professional development as well. Now, finally, I want to just bring to your attention the ACS certifications. So having gone through self-assessment of your skills, you might find yourself that you may be eligible for ACS certification. This is a third-party validation of those skills. So the ACS validates those against the SFIA framework and gives you that third-party recognition of your competency and currency, as well as of showing that you are an ethical and a professional that's committed to ongoing professional development. It's a really good way to stand out from the crowd, and it can be considered analogous to the CPA program for accountants and the chartered program for engineers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come out of this one and go straight onto the website. So let me just check that you can see the screen. Seems to be one of those sayings that everyone says. I'm just going to share my screen. So when you go to the ACS website, obviously this is what you will see. To log into the ACS website, you can either go through the login button here or through the member login up the top. And you will get to this login screen. Oops, sorry, I've already logged in, my mistake. So let me just quickly log out. So you'll see this login screen here where you can then log in. So the email that you use is the one that you receive all of your emails from ACS. And you should have received a temporary password by now if for new members. And if you've forgotten that or have lost it, just go ahead and reset that password. If you have any issues, just come back to either member.services@acs.org.au and they'll be able to organise a reset of your password. So this is your dashboard. Here you can see that you've got your digital membership badge. This is really important if you wish to access the ACS hubs in Sydney and Melbourne. You can go to the concierge, show them this, and they will give you access to the hubs in those areas. Also, please don't forget that you also have access to the Brisbane hub, the River City Labs area, Sydney, Melbourne, and also here in Canberra. If you scroll down your homepage here, another really good part to point out is this part here, which is your CPD dashboard. And that shows you where you are in terms of the number of hours that you've accumulated over the past 12 months. So this is really quite useful for those who are certified in keeping up with what numbers of what numbers of CPD hours you still have left to achieve. If you go to the My Profile area, here you can go to the profile overview. This is where I strongly recommend that you go to update any of your addresses, your contact details, any areas of interest or skills or specializations that you have. And also there's also an opportunity there to put in any dietary requirements for that get captured if you're going to be attending an in-person event which has catering. So that's really useful there. The My Payments part is where you can go and pay for so for your renewing membership and for any concessional fee applications. So for retirement, for unemployment, or taking career breaks and such like that. The key area that we want to go to today, though, is in the member area section here. So going through the same list of what I did to start with, we'll go to the mySFIA self-assessment, but you can also access the Learning Accelerator from here. You can get the reports and publications from here, and you can also get a summary of your CPD hours. So going to the mySFIA self-assessment, if you click here, what will happen is it will take you to the mySFIA platform, which will look like this when you first log in. To do a self-assessment, so just as a reminder, SFIA is a two-dimensional competency framework where one axis is the level of responsibility that you have in your role in the workplace, and then the other one is the list of competencies. There are 121 competencies across a number of different categories. So if we're going to do the self-assessment, you just simply go into the self-assessment part here and you go to skills survey, and it will take you to this page here. So I've preloaded all of these so we didn't have to wait for it to reload. So here you can see that there are the 6 different categories of the different skills, and across here are the different levels of responsibility within an organization. So that's that two-dimensional matrix. First thing you can do is start to look at where it is that you apply in, where you sit in an organization. So the different levels will tell you a bit of a brief on what it is that you would be doing in your level of activity, and that is very useful. And then the second thing to do is think about what it is that you do day to day in terms of these categories. So you can see that goes from strategy very much through to actual delivery and operational activities, but also recognises that everyone has some level of responsibilities in people and skills and relationship engagement. So it's actually quite good. So typically what will happen is that this will open like this, and these are all the different skills that are available, and you can collapse that as you see fit to make it more easier to see. So for argument's sake, if I was to say I am at an Ensure level 5 in my role, I can click on that and you can see that that whole column has now been highlighted. Depending again what it is that you do as part of your role, you can see here that for each of the skills, they have different levels across each of the different roles and responsibilities. And you can hover over all of these to define the definitions. So for instance, this strategic planning skill, you click on this down button here to get the description of that particular skill. And then you can hover over the level to get a description of what type of examples of activities you do to implement that or to demonstrate that skill at that particular level. From here, what you can do is you can click on the number, depending on where you agree that you are, and that will then save automatically. So you can see here that I've just clicked on number 5. I could change it to level 6, and that will be stored automatically. It's recommended that you have a look at the areas that you do specifically. As I mentioned, you could go to delivery and operations, for instance, if that's the key role that you undertake, and have a look to there. They recommend not more than 20 skills when you're doing that. So once you've picked all of those, you can then go to set loading here, and what we will do is it will go to, whoops, no, it won't. Been too long. So if you go to set loading, you can come to this page here, and what you do then is determine how much you tend to do that in your day-to-day role. So you can see here I've gone a bit mad and gone down to 2%, but really the recommendation is that you're doing no less than 5% of that in your role. It's important that you also include your roles or skills that you've done but you don't necessarily do in your current role, because these are transferable skills that you can use in other roles. Of course, down the bottom it will have to add up to 100%, and once you've done that, you go to the review, and you'll see here that this is a wheel which illustrates the skills that you have. The skills that you've nominated are the ones that are in red. The wheel has, so each part of the segment of the wheel is one particular skill, where inside is the level 1 and outside is level 7. So you can see here are all the skills that I've identified for myself. And what you can then do is go to the different job roles that are available, click on a job role, and the yellow boxes that have occurred will come up, are the skills that have been identified as required for a general manager, for example. And I don't know why that did that, but let's go back to here. So the good thing about this is that you can then see that there may be skill gaps. So here, for instance, I've got contract management where I've self-assessed against a 5. It's actually requires a level 6. So what you can do is you can actually then print out reports. There's a number of reports that are available. So if you go to here to print out the reports, you can do a skills profile detail, which the report would actually look like this. It talks about the skills that you have as self-identified, primary skills that you are undertaking, the different secondary skills that you have, and of course then the other skills that you've done over the different year periods, which you could easily transfer into a new role. The second type of report that's here, which is really useful when we go into the Learning Accelerator, is the skills gap report. So here you can see the piece that I was mentioning here, that this is either a black or white, you either do meet it or you don't, according to these reports. So it's just really to give you a bit of an idea of which ones you do need to work on or have opportunity for skills development. So here for governance, workforce planning and contract management, you can see here that I don't meet those requirements. So they're a great opportunity to then go into the Learning Accelerator, for example, to pick up some new learnings and skills to then take back into the workforce to apply. So that's a real quick run through of the mySFIA platform. If we were to then go into the Learning Accelerator, which is this toggle here, this will take you to the platform, which if for the first time you're logging in, you will actually get the opportunity to choose what skills you want to develop. So you'll get something that looks like this. You can select the different areas where you have interests. Note that it's both technical and non-technical. So if you want to start looking at things like project management, sales and marketing and the like, there are all those options there. And then the next time that you go back to your home, you will be able, it will see here that the recommendations are all based on, or here we go, based on your skills. They're all listed there, and you can just click on one of those and they'll have come up with different options for you. So just looking across this part here, this is really about you and your learning. So what you can do is you can select a role so that talks about, say, what it is that you do, and that will then help guide you on different different learning platforms or learning courses that you might be relevant to you. So if you were to go to IT Manager, for example, it would then come up and do the top picks for IT Manager. So it will help you across that in those areas there. So they're the different skills that will assist with you. If you go to recent learnings, these are ones that where the best thing about it, I guess, which I haven't shown you but will in a sec, that if you do start a course, even if you've only got 5 minutes to undertake part of the course, it will remember where you're up to. So next time you go to recent learnings, this will be the one that these will be the courses that you've started, and it will remember where you've been to. So it'll go straight back to that. Live learnings, there's courses that Skillsoft, who's the provider of this platform, delivers, and you can register for those. The other really great part about this is skills benchmarking. So you can go and do a number of different options for developing different. If you're trying to figure out where it is that you are in against different skills, you can actually go and do a benchmarking exercise. And from there, that will actually give you recommendations in terms of what skills or what learning courses there are available to you based on the score that you get from that. So if I just go back to the home, so you can see here, for instance, I've done 3 here. If if I take design thinking, I can go to this, and there's the courses, and based on the scores, there's a number of different courses that has been recommended to me. Just going back to the home, you can set yourself playlists. So what I have done, for example, is based on those skills that I've done a benchmark for. I've taken the suggested learnings and put them into a playlist. So they're all there ready for me to look at when I am ready to do so. And you can also set goals. So if you want to have a learning or set aside a certain amount of time per week to learn using the Learning Accelerator, you can set this up, and you can also link it to your Outlook calendar to remind you to actually take that time out, which is really good. What you can also do is go to the My Profile part up here, and this will show you all the different things that you've been undertaking. So when you've actually finished a course, so to finish a course means that you actually do the course, and at the end of each course there is a test. You actually need to complete the test and get a pass mark of 70% or above, and it will go onto your activity to show that you have completed a course with the mark, or it will show you where you have started a course, when you've started it, when you've completed it. And the really nice thing about this is that you can download it as a CSV file, so that if you're talking about using this platform as part of your learning and development program with your manager, you can show that you've actually undertaken the learning to tick off that piece. So that's really the key things. Some of the things that you can also do, there are some badges that are available, but I think most of the things we've also gone through here. Oh, the other thing that you can do is also include your additional learning on this platform as well. Now, going to the actual courses, there are two ways that you can access the different courses. You can obviously just do a quick search on a topic in the search button or the search area, and it will come up with a number of different courses. Alternatively, you can go to the library, and you can see here that there are a number of different courses and areas, topics that are available to you. These ACS labelled courses are ones that are available to you from recordings that we've done over the last couple of years. So there's plenty of different CPD that you can do there. If you keep going further down, these are all the platform-based topics that you can have access to. And as you can see, there are a lot of different things in both the technical area and more the professional and business skills area. So so it's very easy to find different topics in that. So again, if you're going to the cloud, there's lots of different areas in cloud. You can go through here, you keep clicking through to the courses that you're interested in and see. So here you get the list of courses. And to start a course, you obviously just go to start. But I guess the key thing here is it shows you how long the course actually goes for. But once you get into this part here, it actually shows you that it's broken up into different elements of it. So you only need, say, 5 or so minutes to actually complete one part of it. And that will then be remembered when that recent learnings that I mentioned earlier. So here's the test that I mentioned, that if you complete this test and get a pass mark of 70, that will demonstrate that you've completed that particular course. Other areas that's really, really useful is this certifications area. So these are vendor certifications. So if you talk about wanting to do courses in Cisco or Microsoft or anything like this, there's all the courses here. So this is actually extremely good value for your membership, as a lot of these courses can cost several $1,000s to attend, but they're here all within your membership. So if you go to Cisco, for instance, which is all about networking, it shows all the different entry levels through to professional. Again, you can just click on it to get to the course that you are interested in doing. And this will show you the course that is there, or the coursework to actually finish that certification. The important thing is that ACS does not do the certification exam itself, but all of the coursework is there. The final really great aspect of the Learning Accelerator are these Aspire journeys. So if you're looking at how to progress through your career in both a technical and or business area, there's plenty of different ones here. So again, if we just go to cloud and you're looking at going from infrastructure support engineer through to a clouds op engineer, it'll have all the different courses that are that will help you throughout that journey. So each of these tracks is for a different role within that career journey. You can see here that the whole course there's 61 courses of 66 hours of learning for this particular stream, but also give you a video of the overview of that particular journey, the prerequisites that you should be looking to have, and how to actually complete that journey. So if you were to go into infrastructure support engineer, for example, here, once you actually do these courses, you do end up with a digital badge by the end of it, assuming that you've done all of the tests. So you can see that there's a nice way to go through that. So that's a really quick overview of the ACS Learning Accelerator. Now, if I go back to the ACS member portal, as I mentioned, certification CPD hours is a really good part of the website for you to to look at. It will show you how many hours you've done in this particular pie chart here. So you can see over the last 12 months, I've done almost 60 hours worth of professional learning. And that's mostly because I help chair a lot of the different things that we do here in Canberra. But basically, if you do anything through the ACS where you've registered, it will come up here once that has actually been assessed and or the admin done for it. So you can see here the list of courses that I've done over the last 12 months. There's also the opportunity to add CPD hours when you've done external activities. It's very easy. The one thing that I will mention, there's a little trick that you can only do a maximum of 15 hours per entry. So if you've done a course which has taken a couple of days, that's more than 15 hours, just do it over a couple of submissions. That's just a quirk of the system at this point in time. The other final area that I really wanted to show you, so as I said, there's the reports and publications that you can see there. For students, there's also the careers platform, which is a really good resource for looking for graduate roles, but also career tips and the like as well. But the key area that I finally wanted to show you today was under here, under the ACS, where you can now register for events. So obviously the fact that you've registered for this event, you know where to find things pretty well. But this is a really easy way to find what's going on in your local area and also virtually. So sometimes it takes a little while for this to upload, but you can see here all of the different events that are coming up. It's quite easy to search by state. So if I was to search by ACT, it will come up with the different events that are coming up in the Canberra region, is both in person and virtual. So once this is all loaded, so here we can see, here's today's event, which is a webinar. And then you've got a number of different webinars. Here's the example of the migration pathway event that I mentioned earlier for those who are interested in ACS migration pathways. But then you've got, here we go. This is the event that we're going to be hosting here in Canberra on the Essential 8 compliance within government innovation. And we're going to be holding that in our hub here in Canberra. But a lot of the things are also done by virtual, so you can attend no matter where you are. And of course, it's easy to register. You've registered for events before, you've got to this one, so you should be able to manage that one pretty easily. So that's really the key areas that I wanted to show you. I really encourage you to register for an event coming up in your local area to get and meet your local peers. But also just remember that there's all those virtual events as well. No doubt there will be, keep your eye out in these listings for different events, including workshops to help with self-assessment, workshops on SFIA, and different things to help you with more of your resources and member benefits and access those as well. So on that note, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I hope that has given you a bit of an overview on how to access the different resources that are available to you. And obviously, please feel free to reach out to the different branch managers in the various branches where you are located. Obviously, I'm the branch manager here for Canberra, but there are people like me in every branch, state and territory, and that we are always really keen to hear from you and here to help you as well. If you do have any other issues, you can also email member.services@acs.org.au to do with your login or your membership, or you can call the membership services number or contact your local branch member as well. On that note, I hope that you have a lovely afternoon, and we'll see you again sometime soon.